Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back to iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because the crash is closer than you think. And we're going to cover that. Please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. And today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold Group, with their timing couldn't be better. First things first, guys. Jamie Dimon, man of the people, CEO of JP Chase. He is issuing a very serious stock market warning, and he started in the UK with this, which is fantastic. He issued the warning there stating that there's big problems coming. And he's saying that we could see 30% drop in stocks. Wow. Cites a number of things. And as I read it, this is not just hyperbole. This kind of makes sense. So we're going to cover all this for you. You know, he sees the highest probability of a correction over the course of the next 6 months. And major correction across the board. You know, overheated market and stretch valuations. All these companies that are through the roof right now, we're all supposed to sit there and act like this is no big deal. And, oh, it's just another day. The stock market's up another 3%, 2%. You know, it's just keep going. It just keeps going in one direction, like a rocket ship to the moon. This is exactly what we saw prior to the dot-com bubble that was never going to happen. Prior to the real estate bubble that was never going to happen. This is what we're seeing right now, and we're living this in real time. So I love it, man. Multiple complicating factors. Jamie Dimon points to geopolitical tension. Did we settle this? If we settle the Middle East peace process, is this going to make everything perfect? No, there's people that are going to want to fight forever, no matter what they do. They can have an agreement right now in this one area, which I'm all for. I think it's great. I don't want to see your nieces or nephews, your grandkids, your kids go to war. I want to see everybody live in a peaceful world. So the crazy fiscal spending, you know, if you talk to, you know, certain sides of politics, they want to see, you know, $1 trillion given to people. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Geopolitical spending is going to happen. You're going to see, you know, war spending increase. You're going to see money spent in directions that some of us don't believe in. Let's put it that way. So, just the beginning. Next thing is, you know, the Fed inflation play. Jamie Dimon says, not so fast on interest rate cuts. We could easily see, he's saying, see the Fed raise interest rates right now because inflation is going to stick around. And again, bad for the stock market, bad for the stock market. Oh, Dan, you're just a naysayer. There's Huntington Beach Pier, you know? So, went down off of 5th Street. Okay, we're going to walk down to Main Street right now. But crazy, guys. So, I love this stuff, man. You know, investors being complacent, you know, underpricing risk. You know, I have friends and I have people that write me and just tell me how much their portfolio is up. You know, hey, what are you doing to protect that? Nothing. Well, you should. You have to right now. You have to protect yourself and get leery. The people that are complacent are going to get wiped out. A 30% cut could kill you. You know, think about it. You want everybody successful, but you want them to be smart when they do this, because what's going to happen, you know, oh, my boss is rich and I could care less. No, you want your boss to be in business. You want that company to be successful so they can continue to pay you and give you a raise and have a Christmas bonus and you know, vacation time. That's what's important. Dan, you're just, you know, bringing up too much. You know, you're going to see sector bubbles. AI is going to take off, and he's convinced that AI is going to be here for the long term. And it's going to Surfing Hall of Fame, Main Street, the pier, all the surfers listed here. Kind of a cool little spot. But he's going to see that you're going to have sectors, you're going to have overhyped areas, but he sees the long term, just like the internet. Okay, the long term for the internet was it was going to go through the roof. The problem was the dot-com bubble, and I had a buddy of mine last night who's a flippin' genius, let's put it that way. He developed his own AI program to ask questions like ChatGPT. Did it all on his own, without coding, without anybody's help. So very cool. Now, in a nutshell, he sees the stock market having elevated risk and that people don't want to look at this. People just want to sit there and think everything's going to continue to go up forever, and that's going to be the problem. So, you know, stretch valuations, you know, everything's good. Remember the dot-com days. I remember this. I just, you know, I'll never forget reading an article about a man who bought Yahoo stock, and it had gone up and split. And the guy goes, you know what? I've got enough money from this Yahoo stock to where I can take 2 years off and I can take my motorcycle and ride around, you know, the country and not have to worry about making another dime. And the guy did something very cool. It was like in his late 30s, maybe 40, and he did that, okay? Now, at the end of 2 years, stock market bubble had collapsed. It's out of money, okay? Well, I have to reinvent myself now and decide what I'm gonna do, you know? So, be interesting to see where that guy's at today. But the other thing is, you know, that are affecting the economy right now, that are affecting the stock market, are debt levels. People have borrowed so much money for their business and personally. You know, the idea to fix this, and I've been there, is, oh, we'll just go borrow more money. It doesn't work that way. There's a lot more to cover on this too. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. Man, oh man, what can you say about gold and silver right now? I'll tell you one thing. You've seen all-time highs on both over the course of the last couple days. Gold hitting $4,000 an ounce, silver hitting $50 an ounce. There is one place that you can call to buy gold and silver that is unlike any place else. It's #1 rated, been that way for 9 years in a row. It's Patriot Gold Group. Call them, it's very easy, fantastic customer service, best in class, #1 rated, 888-330-1431. Contact them today, let them answer all your questions, see how easy it is to deal with a great company. But guys, when you look at all the experts right now, they say one thing, and that is that you haven't seen anything yet for these metals. They're gonna go through the roof. You need a safe haven investment, you need to contact Patriot Gold Group today. 888-330-1431. Do it now before it's too late. Contact #1 rated Patriot Gold Group. Now, there's a lot more to cover on the Jamie Dimon situation. The other thing is margin debt. He sees margin debt as a real problem right now, where people have gone out and borrowed against their stock portfolios to the highest level in history, higher than the dot-com bubble. And that's a problem because you could see margin calls. What that means is if a stock price goes down and they say, hey, Dan, you put those 5,000 shares of XYZ up, you've got to cover that. And what it does is it makes it so either you write us a check immediately, like get in here, well, you kind of transfer it today, go to your bank and wire it over to us, or sell the stock. Well, they'll sell the stock on you, and people don't realize that. So yield curve inversion, you've got problems with the bond market, problems with the, interest rates, economic indicators. Let's face it, guys, business sucks right now. We're gonna have, I don't care what lies they're gonna tell us, you're going to have an incredibly weak holiday season this year because people don't have the money. When you see Disneyland, that for a average ticket for locals, me, if I want to go to Disneyland as somebody that lives locally, $150 a day. Huh? Okay. You know how much that costs? Think of it, guys. You're going to take your kids to Disneyland, it's $1,000 a day to do that. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to take my kids to Disneyland this holiday season. I don't have kids at that age anymore anyways. So, all the policy missteps with the central bank. Again, central banks got political. Look at this guy driving by. Who wants us? Yes, we can hear your car. Here's what's funny. There are cities in Southern California, if that guy drove that car in there, he would get cited for the noise, which is crazy to me. So, there's a lot of black swan events that could happen. He's concerned about that. investor sentiment. People right now are delusional. They're under the ether and not seeing that there's any issues right now. You know, people have a disconnect between financial strength and asset strength, financial asset strength, and reality. Well, that's crazy right now. Now the next thing, gold and silver. Gold and silver have both hit all-time high. Just talked about that in that commercial. And the cool thing about this, guys, is that, you know, I've been talking about gold for years, guys. I've been buying gold silver since I was a kid. You haven't seen anything like this right now. But the thing that we've talked about, which is, wow, silver could go through the roof because there's so much. That's the world famous sugar shack right there. That it could go through the roof, okay, is happening right before our eyes. And you haven't seen anything yet. All these data centers, the billions and billions of dollars that are being built on these data centers is going to make silver demand go through the roof. There is not enough silver mined right now in the world to make it so that you can make all these data centers, make all the solar panels, everything. Again, solar's a mess right now. It's an absolute joke. Don't worry, it's going to be fixed. We're going to come up with some type of rebate. No, you won't. It's not going to fix it. I don't understand. If you have let's say you have a $350, $400 electric bill, and you're going to go out and spend $30,000 on that system, and it's going to cut your bill by $100 a month. $200 savings to have something on your house to take well over 20 years to pay it back is lunacy, okay? And they know it too, they know it. So let me know what you think. But the other thing that's crazy about this is that you're seeing more and more people out there that are not getting these solar panels. They're not dealing with this because they'd rather just pay it. We'd rather be energy efficient. Fix your windows, guys. Fix your insulation. Fix those doors. You want to do something that'll save you a boatload of money? Do an energy assessment on your house. You know, I've got dual pane windows, man. My house stays cool in the summertime and hot in the wintertime. That's what you want, guys. You want it to be that it's a great place to live. But you know what does that? Energy efficiency, not solar panels, you know, or anything like that. There's more to cover on this. First things first, guys, think about this number because it's shocking, okay? Only 48% of U.S. Adults under the age of 30 have a job. Less than half have a job right now. Let's go to college and let's spend 150 grand to get a degree in a business that you may not, you know, be able to get a career in. This is the worst job market in our lifetimes. Okay, well, congratulations, you're going to college. Okay, think about it, guys. It's nuts right now. You have such a huge percentage of people that are under 25, 30% under 25 don't have a job right now. That's full time. Now, let's face it, your idiot nephew who's lazy, that guy doesn't want to work. Your neighbor's kid, you know, how about the loser that they arrested for starting the Palisades fire? You know, that Uber driver who just, you know, had fire fantasies. Come on, man. These losers out there. I mean, I'm going to cover that. By the way, we have a private channel. We're covering that stuff on the private channel that I can talk freely on, called iAllegedly Live. Use the link below to sign up for that because it's fantastic. And there's well over 450 videos on that alone for you to enjoy and hear me go off on. Next thing, okay? People need to take care of themselves. You know, they have to financially. And you've got to look at things. But again, when everything is good, you think it's going to last forever. When everything's bad, you think it's going to last forever. It's not. It's a temporary moment in time. And people can't deal with today. People hate, oh my God, my life is over. No, it's not. I'm telling you, and I mean this, my kids and I both independently spoke of this. The best lesson they ever saw was their dad hit the skids financially because it made them appreciate everything. And also appreciate the fact that I'm making more money again right now. So, you know what I mean? They get it. So, make America surf again, okay? But these kids that can't get jobs, it's horrific. Absolutely horrific. And I feel for them. Ford. If Ford hasn't had enough problems, think about this. They had a fire at one of their key suppliers. They're gonna take $1 billion write-off, $1 billion write-off. When does Ford file for bankruptcy? Seriously, when? When does that happen? Because I think it's inevitable, personally. And again, if you want to buy a Ford, great. If you want to buy a Toyota, do it. I mean, do whatever you want. Go buy a Tesla. I don't care. But the point is that these car companies that have invested so much in certain ways, they're all having trouble right now. They're all having trouble. You know, we talked about surveillance money about 2 weeks ago. Surveillance money, the European Central Bank accelerates the digital euro. You're doomed in Europe. I'm telling you, the crazy stuff that they send me from the UK, I'm telling you, I love you guys. I love all your stories. I love your knowledge. I love your politeness. I love everything about it. But man, oh man, oh man, you're about to lose all your freedom. Tracking money, you know. I like this one. The digital ID in Britain is going to be a digital psyop, okay? I love that. I love the fact that these people don't get, wait a second, we're going to lose all our freedoms and they're going to be able to know everything about us. I mean, I'm telling you, you can get written up in the UK for a social media post disagreeing with certain things and laughing at somebody. There's been over 5,000 arrests for that. And now they're going to have digital money. Good luck, folks. Good luck. Because you're doomed if that happens, okay? I love when you guys send me stuff. And I had a doctor, and I got 2 things to finish this video with. I had a doctor write me and said, you cannot use my name, but here's where my practice is, and here is the problem that we're dealing with, and it's digital downcoding. And I'm like, downcoding? What's downcoding? So he tells me this. Do you think $80,000 is a lot of money? 80 grand since the first of the year. If you took an $80,000 hit, would that affect you financially? I'm like, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of money to, since the first of the year. This one doctor wrote me and told me how the insurance companies, places like Aetna, I'm allowed to say that, are doing what they call downcoding, where they say, Dan goes in for this procedure and then they downcode it to a different level, to where he's getting paid. And they don't tell him, they're just doing it, to where he had to catch it on a Saturday and said, we're just going to call him Dr. Smith. Dr. Smith catches us on a Saturday and says, wait a second, I did that procedure on Dan and I want to make sure I get paid what I'm supposed to get paid. Then he looked at another one and another one and another one. Not the same procedures, but different things that the insurance company just paid the doctor for less. Now you can sit there and I know I'm going to get these doctors suck, Dan. They're horrible people. They overcharge us. Wait a second, this guy, I want my doctor as happy as possible. And again, do I care that I'm the only patient in front of that guy? Yeah, you bet I do. But I also want this guy not to get screwed from the thieving, den of thieves insurance companies that are doing this downcoding. So when this doctor sent me this, I mean it, guys. Send me anything, and I will not use your name. But to get this and then research it to where there's a story on NBC News about this, how it's not fair that these doctors are getting screwed right now. And I'm like, wow, that is crazy stuff right now. So downcoding, okay? So again, I always love the videos where I do insiders tell all. That would have been a great one to add to that. But he was just so nice, and I appreciate that. And again, you guys send me stuff like this. I'm not going to use your name. I'm just going to report the story. Any ammo that you get that you can send me is great, okay? I really appreciate that. So thank you, Dr. Smith. You know who you are. Final story. It's funny. The trash companies in our areas are militant, and they film, think about what I'm about to tell you, they film the trash canisters going in and take a picture of what's in your trash can. Why? Because they're psychos, but they also, in your recycling bag, you had a bag that was mixed in with the plastic bottles. What? Well, guys, and then they wrote me, if this happens again, we're going to send out a state inspector. Do that. Send out the state inspector for this. It's insane that they're doing this, okay? So, what's wrong with this guy? Anyways, send out the state inspector. But the point is, people are throwing away vapes, single-use vapes, that are starting massive fires in the trash cans. You don't hear about that stuff, do you? You hear about Dan putting a plastic bag in with his water bottles. Who'll get you, sir? You know what I mean? So in the UK, there's already been hundreds of fires for this, which again, thank you people in the UK for everything you sent me, because it's solid gold. Please hit the like button, subscribe, send me your stuff, you know, fight the good fight, guys. We're all fighting this. But again, when man of the people, when a man that makes $38 million, who's just one of us, don't forget that Jamie Dimon is just like you and me. When he tells us to worry, you should kind of worry. I mean, I think rich people like this that step forward, that's a great warning sign. Plus buy lots of gold and silver right now, guys. I think it's gonna go through the flipping roof. That's just my opinion. I'll see you soon.